This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Because Progressive offers discounts for paying in full, owning a home, and more. Plus, you can count on their great customer service to help you when you need it, so your dollar goes a long way. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save on car insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations.
At RX Bar, they believe in simple nutrition without the BS. That's why they said no to artificial ingredients and yes to deliver intentional, transparent nutrition. Try their original 12-gram protein bar, the nut butter and oat bar, or minis. RX Bar, the proud sponsor of No BS. Use code RXBAR on rxbar.com for 25% off. Subject to full terms and conditions and to change. Valid until September 30, 2025, and may not be combined with other offers. See rxbar.com for full details and limitations.
What is going on? You are listening to Tags Podcast, aka Talk About Gay Sex Podcast. This is episode 690. I am your host, Stevie V, sitting in studio across from Lincoln. How you doing?
Here, I'm good. How are you?
Very good, very good. I think we all had great weekends, but we're going to get the energy.
Non-stop.
Joining us, of course, staring at him, Cody Maurice Doggett. How the hell you doing?
Hello, darling. We're almost 700 already. I don't feel a day over 600.
690.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's really good. Well, let's just get right into it and follow up on a topic we were talking about that really resonated with a lot of listeners on 689, where Paul wrote in and said, "Hey, Stevie and crew, I enjoyed the tips for hosting orgies. I've hosted a few orgies and wanted to share a few extra ideas to consider." And he wants us to share it. So let's get right into them and see what we think. Okay, recruiting participants. It's so funny, recruiting, because we had that matchmaker on the show the other day, and she was a former recruiter who became a matchmaker. And so, but it exists in orgies too. I suggest starting with your network. Do any of your gay friends or regular hookups want to attend? Do they know anyone who would be interested? Use your established connections first. Then you can start promoting the event on other sites or apps to fill out remaining spots with new recruits. So, you know, the person that we started this whole topic was also hosting in the Midwest, and wasn't he hosting him? That's where all this conversation started.
And he was afraid to have his friends find out about it.
Yeah, check a little bit more into that. Yeah, right. And so, what do you think about using your pool of people?
I do not think that's a
I
good
was just
idea.
gonna say.
I disagree with that. Sorry, not to be
Paul, but
argumentative, Paul, but I don't. Yeah, having sex with your friends is a little rough. Where's that going to go? I've just never done that. I know a lot of people that do, but I also, in my years of experience, when that happens, they don't end up staying friends for long.
Well, I mean, I hear what you're saying too, like close friends. I don't know that I would probably invite, although I could probably be at an orgy with you. Maybe we wouldn't be playing necessarily, but
he's gesturing to Cody, guys. Not me, by the way. He's like, with you, not that side of the table, just to be clear. Okay.
That is so hilarious. But I think also, don't you know that you have like close friends, and then there's like this other layer, like we all go to the New York Eagle here, and there's those Eagle friends that you have, and many of them, in fact, I did invite a lot of them to my parties, and there was kinky things happening there. There's other outer layer for your friends that you know that are kinky, that I would reach out to those.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I don't totally disagree with him as far as maybe your fuck buddies inviting them, or people that are acquaintances that you know from that kind of setting, like the Eagle or the local gay bar, or. Like if the thing is, like even when I remember inviting people home after a sex party, or we would get together another day of the week, and it didn't work. Because that energy is an anonymous group fun energy. It's not necessarily come over my house and let's be you and I. It never worked for me. It's not the way I work.
Like I have a neighbor in the building that we saw out the other day, and he invited Diego and I over, and then I met this other guy, and the four is not an orgy though, right? That's just
a foursome.
It's a foursome.
Kind of foursome.
Yeah. Group sex.
And we were kind of like, we mixed it up at some times. I mean, I was in the shower at one point, and Diego was somewhere else.
Hey.
And it was a lot of fun. I don't think that's technically an orgy, though. I've played with this neighbor once and other times before, and we've done it again. We kind of have that friendship. We don't really go to dinners or anything like that. He's kind of like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so you wouldn't consider him like a friend.
But
yeah, I'm not like calling him up and saying, "Hey, girl, what's going?" Yeah,
he's a hookup partner or
kinda,
a fuck buddy.
super fun though.
Yeah,
but
no, that's not like.
I think the key. I think the key in
humanity.
what is being said is maybe look at your network of people you know and see who would be a match for this particular get together.
Yes.
Right?
I guess Cody
and I think
put a database together, right? Of those people.
I'm collating now. No.
Spreadsheet.
I think that, you know what? You were talking, and I was like, would I invite Lincoln and Steve to an orgy? And the answer is under certain circumstances. And there would have to be multiple rooms if I was in an orgy with the two of you, because I don't feel like I could. I've been with my friends before to like group sex places.
Yeah.
But there were always multiple rooms. We kind of avoided each other and things that were going on around us. So I can see the validity in this, but also it's all about curation and who you know that you'll have fun with at the group event.
Yeah, that reminds me of this sadly closed sex club in Los Angeles that was like, oh my God, 6 floors, and it was a maze, and you would just get lost. And I went.
What was it called? Was it the one that you were inside?
Was it
inside,
Slammer?
but it
That's a
looked
great
like
name.
you were outside?
No, this one was super dark, but it just kept, it was more narrow and tall, like just floors and floors. But I remember going with a group of like 6 friends that we were not sexual together, and we brought in a newbie that was new to the whole scene of, he was exploring his sexuality,
And you all had
and of course I had to be the one to introduce him, but we all said, okay, here's a meeting point and a time, we will all meet here, and if we want to go home we can go home, and we did, because it was such a maze. We were able to kind of get lost,
right.
And we all kept our promise and met at that meeting point.
That's awesome.
And checked in with each other, and we were really checking in on this one guy because he was younger and new to the scene, but it was fun.
I also want to like preface, like I've never been the gay that has a gaggle with me.
Yeah.
I've always been a loner on my own. I go to places when I was single on my own.
Yeah.
I never really feel like I should do this. We're all massaging our microphone stands. I don't understand what's happening.
This is an orgy
so
right
if
now.
you're if you are a group gay, like
Yeah.
I see those people that are always in like a group of 6 people. I don't know if they all have sex together or not, but whether they do or they don't, maybe that is your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And inviting people to do that is a comfort zone. So I don't mean to shoot it down so harshly, but just to me, I don't know. But and if you invite, what would I do? Peter and I have been monogamous for 6 years. We're not going to orgies.
You guys
It's not
can play
our
in the corner.
But if you
we
did
like
it-
people to watch. That I'll give
See,
you.
there we go.
There you go.
Me too.
You're right. Okay.
Here's the next thing Paul said: set expectations, provide specs. Is there a theme? Leather, jockstraps, bears, twinks, pups, mature, fisting, breeding, etc. Are you looking for tops, bottoms, verse? How many participants are you looking for, and how many spaces are left? Will there be a sling, bed, furniture, toys? Is this hosted in a private home, an apartment? Yeah, those are
Wow,
all
so motivated. I love it.
Yeah, I mean,
and organized.
and I like this too, because when I've thrown my parties before, I was very specific, and each of the 3 had the same name, but each of them had a different variation on that theme, and I was pretty specific on that invitation. Like, a party should be fun, and I'm planning a wedding this year, and I'm getting into it right now. I wasn't at first, but now I'm getting into about the specs and music, and
Yeah.
I mean, you need to just create an environment. And so sexpectations, we like this.
Yeah, absolutely. That's fun. I do think it's funny. I haven't thought of this in so long, but when I used to go to these parties a lot, tops got in for free.
Hey.
Which was just like, wow, what a city full of bottoms. But
that is
yeah,
so
tops
like
got
ladies.
in for free.
That is so
or
ladies' night to me.
Well,
why did tops get in for free?
Because week after
tops.
week, it was a room full of bottoms, and they were like,
You could have got it. You could get it for free. Okay.
Yeah, I can get it for free. Yeah, right.
don't
Don't
shut it down.
Back in the day.
You're more than welcome to pay if you feel like paying.
No,
I
I don't
always
want-
paid anyway because I want to support stuff like that. You can't.
It's just, it reminds me of, it used to leave a bad taste in my mouth, ladies' night, and I was always like, oh, gross, like, really? And so the guys got to pay, I don't know, but just, it's weird. But
I think that's personal. That's okay.
Yeah. I'll talk to my AI therapist about it.
Well, that explains a lot now, too, if you have
Listen,
an AI therapist.
hey, we have a great relationship.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Tells me everything I want to hear.
Sexpectations are amazing. I mean, he's just throwing out there what he wants to actually the function to be in reality. So I think it's a good thing to let people know up front for sure.
Yeah, because it could go awry really fast. So I like that timing, he says. I suggest a 30... Oh, this is what we were kind of alluding to the other day. Timing. I suggest a 30-minute arrival window so you aren't stuck manning the door. That's what I was saying. And don't miss too much action. Set a clear end time. I personally like a 3-hour event. Guys can leave whenever they want, but I find that most usually stay the full time. You were almost talking about in and out privileges, and I don't like that idea, Cody, but... What about timing? You do not want to be, like in my case, I'd have to be like answering the phone.
And I have been thinking about this, thinking back about the experiences I've had. I've been at somebody's door for an orgy for like 15, 20 minutes before they answered the phone.
They had their hands full.
They were doing something
for
something
sure.
full.
Yeah, they had something full.
That's something I really liked about Laboratory, that they cut the door at midnight and it's over. And it's like, there's a line down the block.
Laboratory in Berlin,
In
yes.
Berlin. They could make so much money if they let people leave and let people in. But the mentality is at 12 o'clock, the doors close, or at 1 o'clock, the doors close. And that's who we have tonight. You don't stand around waiting to play around with people for hotter guys to come in or for other people to come in.
This is who's
Read
here.
what the night is and be very specific with your look, because I think I told the story before, it was jock night, like dress up like an athlete or something
night.
like that. And I did have something that I brought. My friend did not, and I tried to piecemeal something together for him. Mm-hmm. They did not like what he was wearing.
No.
And it was a hard no.
They didn't let him in?
They didn't let him in. And so I was like,
Why are
they're
you
like,
both so shocked by that? Of course not.
I mean, it was
If
just...
you're there to play, you read the night and you're let in. And if you're not, you're not.
It was just too bad it wasn't naked night, because we
but
could have
Not
done
America,
that one.
honey. Not everyone gets in the door. Not everyone gets a trophy.
Participation.
And he was so
No.
nice. He was like, "Oh, you just go." I'm like, "No."
Oh, you didn't go in either?
No.
Oh, I would have
I'm
left
not
you in
gonna
2
leave
seconds.
him.
I'd have been like, I'll be right back.
It wasn't like here in New York. I mean, we were like traveled there, and yeah, so that's okay. We got into Berghain though, and that was
nice,
awesome. And that's a hard one. That's more like if they think you're cool enough to come in, a little bit of that mentality. I don't know if it's still like that, but
it is
yeah,
still like
okay,
that.
it is still like
It'll
that.
always be that way.
The thing about us, though, is we'll never have to leave each other because we'll both be prepared.
We would, yeah. No, I mean, I always pack, a singlet, and I always, it's just like, you never know.
Prepare.
But rules, set clear rules regarding consent, poppers, drugs, phones. Are photos or videos allowed or prohibited? And discretion. I like to have a rule about respect and no judgment as well. You may want to include a note encouraging prep and doxy pep if you feel that's appropriate. It's funny because reading these things and planning a wedding, they're kind of similar.
Oh, yeah?
My friend said that she went to...
Are you allowing poppers at your wedding?
Yes.
No, but they're in the gift bag.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I have a friend.
Good job.
I have a friend from the Eagle that, shout out to Chambers Restaurant, my favorite restaurant, that he's like, I'll bring the poppers. I'm like, yes, bring them. But it's funny. We encourage people at the wedding to take pictures, but there's a lot of weddings that don't want you to. You have to check your phone in. think Jeff Bezos and all that stuff. But what do you think about rules when it comes to this?
I think Jeff Bezos' wedding and normal weddings are a little different. People encourage photos at weddings.
Yeah.
And I just threw a big birthday party for Peter. And I had, at the end of the party, the next day, I did a iPhoto link for everyone to get onto a shared photo album and add their own photos of the party.
Can you tell me how to do that later?
It's super simple. And you can also, I had friends that got married that there's an app for everyone to upload their wedding. The other thing at weddings that I find really, really cool is to buy a bunch of instant cameras and put them at every table.
Kind of fun, old school.
So people can take instant cameras, drop them in a bag at the end, and then you make them all digitalized for what other people took to the party. Very, very fun. Do not take photos at sex parties. Keep your or in back rooms. Do not bring your phone into a fucking back room. Just put it somewhere else.
Yeah,
it's very rude and wrong.
It's called sex and consent, and that should just be an obvious one, but I guess you have to explain that.
Yeah, people. I haven't seen it in a long time. I like to have my phone on me just in case to see what.
You could have your phone on you, but you don't have it out taking. With the flash on in the back room at the
Who wants
Eagle.
to do that? That is very disruptive of the environment. So I agree with you guys.
Yeah, I was getting somebody's Instagram the other day at the Eagle, and I always keep light. I keep my dimmer really high, and they're like, can you turn that down? I was like, oh, yeah, sorry. It was so bright, I guess, that it was bothering people. But, yeah, so good rules of thumb.
You get service in the Eagle? I don't get service in the Eagle.
Yeah, I think I'm on their Wi-Fi.
Service. I'm on their Wi-Fi, too. The other thing is when you're in a back room, turn down your Apple Watch. Turn down the brightness on your Apple Watch.
Yeah.
Same in a theater. People are paying $200 for a show, and you have your Apple Watch flicking text message
in the theater when inevitably they can tell you 900 million times turn off your phones, silence them. Inevitably, every show I go to, there's a phone that goes off, and I give if it's around me, the most evil eye ever. I mean, it could
you could do a lot of positive things with that energy. Let them.
At that
not
moment,
your fucking phone. Calm down.
I'm not Patti LuPone, though. I'm not screaming out and breaking the actor code.
Not many people are.
Okay. Hosting preparations, have bottled water and lube available to play. Offer a bathroom and shower to guests if needed. Fresh towels. How many bathrooms do we have in this place? Should be available in both play area and the bathroom. Mints. Wow. Mints in the play area and bathroom are a nice touch. I mean, do you get a to-go package too? Like
a mint on your
I think
pillow.
This guy needs to open up his own club.
Yeah. Consider clothes check. I offer tote bags as an option for guests to put their clothes and belongings into things they don't lost or misplaced. Set the mood with low lighting. Yeah, we said that. Good music playlist. There's all kinds of steamy, sexy.
What is his name? Paul?
Paul.
I think Paul put this into AI.
Can you fucking imagine?
No insult to Paul.
No, Paul, we're joking.
Wow, this really went
You're kind of on fire
full
today.
throttle. There's a lot of cut and paste going on here.
I was doing
maybe you're a wedding planner by trade, and
I
he's
was
just
asking
chiming
AI
in.
on something too, and it was like, "Do you want a more thorough breakdown of this topic?" And I was like,
It's
"Yes,
really
please."
in-depth AI. Is
In-depth,
really crazy.
Yeah.
So
And not always accurate, and always plays to make you feel better.
Yeah, I was updating just because I wanted my resume to put on LinkedIn, and it got most things right, but I gave it a lot of information, and then it spit it out stuff. But you do have to check your work, their work, and yes. But what do you think about hosting preparations and having what you provide?
Honestly, I think he's doing a lot. Paul is the consummate host, in my opinion.
Yeah, Paul, where do you live? And
how much is this party?
And
he didn't say anything about fees, did he?
So you're just buying all this stuff to get off and have a good time. Great.
Yeah.
I guess we live in New York. We're always like, what's the price tag? Because if the door is
$20 here.
The door is $20, the coat check is $20, and if you want a tote bag, it's another $30.
Oh my God, you are so right.
Yeah,
and you and Cody and I are always we're gonna go see somebody spin next week, and it was so cheap, and we were like, what? Yes, we're going.
It's this week.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, this week. Yeah. But yeah, expectations.
I mean, I think that they should definitely cut back a little bit. I would tell people to bring their own loot, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other considerations before we wrap this up, expect some no-shows. If my goal is to get 10, I might let 15 or 16 RSVP, knowing that some won't follow through. That's a good one.
Yeah.
And I've never hosted a party with 100% attendance, so this tactic works well. Depending on the platform you're using, share updates leading up to the party. I include the number of current RSVPs to increase the interest. I would also add, I don't know if it's feasible to do on a Facebook group, but we were talking about the second Sunday, which is an event that happens here in New York in Central Park, where all these gays get together and wear their skimpiest Speedos and kiki on a Sunday afternoon on the second Sunday. I joined that Facebook group, and you can see who's attending. Do you like that idea of updates on?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds to me, and all joking aside, it sounds to me that Paul, in his mind, has 10 to 20 people that he's really good friends with, that he wants to throw a party once every other month and be known as the guy who throws great sex parties, that there's lube and you get a gift bag, and sure, I'll bring a bottle of liquor as a gift, or that it's not paid for, it's just a party to host at his house and have a good time. It doesn't really happen in New York, but without a fee.
Yeah.
But this sounds like a good get-together a couple times a year to me.
I have two more things to read. One of them's hilarious.
But he didn't. Can I say something about the keeping people updated on Sniffies? When you host a party, you can automatically update people. So I don't know about Facebook, but
yeah, that's
Sniffies,
a good one. Sniffies,
and I feel like
do it.
Ooh, you're gonna host your thing on Facebook.
Oh,
it's
no,
like
man.
you Sniffies.
right.
I mean, there's something like that doesn't like. I have relatives, cousins,
but it's a
aunts
private
on Facebook,
event.
and I couldn't.
I know, but
I don't want to
still.
share that platform for my orgy
Right,
with my aunt and uncle, and yeah, it's just a little creepy. But to your point, he says this sounds a little crazy. He says, but it's helpful to keep a spreadsheet.
Yay!
Oh, Paul.
To stay organized. I would imagine now there's services you could use for this kind of thing. I mean, we're using Zola for our wedding, and
right.
And it's free. That way I can reach out again prior to the event. And last tip, I like to greet guests as they arrive to help them feel welcome. And I also like to follow up the next day if they were a good guest, to thank them for joining. This opens up the door for feedback and lets you,
feedback.
Paul, I want to come to one of your parties.
Did
because
you come? Yes or
you
no?
are, I mean, Miss Manners, Martha Stewart would probably put you in a league of their own as a amazing. I mean, when I've thrown parties before, I greeted all my guests. I made sure they had a cocktail in their hand the minute they arrived. I told them where the sling was in the back. I set the expectations, and I just love being a really good host. It's like one of my.
Yeah, it's fun.
I mean, it's why I host the show. I love it. It's like I secretly love this.
But do you get to have fun too? I get that.
That is the fun. Is hosting.
One
the
of my
party.
favorite movies. It's so random too. Is Michelle Pfeiffer in Tequila Sunrise, and she runs this restaurant, and she's just whisking through the restaurant, checking in on everybody, and she looks fabulous. And when I saw that when I was young, I'm like, I want to be like her. I want to be like just run through and just greet people. I loved it.
I want to fuck. I don't necessarily want to be.
It's a very different party.
I know, right?
Well, yeah, I want to make sure people are enjoying
I love
themselves, and yeah.
I mean, I think when I
We all
host
have roles to play.
a dinner party, then I'm like that. But if I'm hosting an orgy, it's
a little different.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
So I don't know. I love that for you and Paul, but
Listen, somebody has to.
has to do it. And when I host an orgy, you're going to be that person.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love it. All right, I just had to talk about this. Moving on. Thank you, Paul. Please, whenever we talk about these topics, people feel free to write in, or better yet, head over to our Tags Patreon community where the conversations of these shows continues on. You can grab a free tier. Go to patreon.com/Tags Podcast, and the conversation continues. This was crazy to me because it actually happened to me once. when on a date, I thought it was a great date until I got a Venmo request the next day. Ugh. This kind of happened to my sister and I. Recently went on what I thought was a fantastic first date with the guy. We met for dinner at this cute little Italian place in the neighborhood. Nothing too fancy, but with the right vibe, homemade pasta, and conversations that flowed all night. He was funny, smart, ridiculously good looking, and even lingered after the check came. When the bill arrived, I started to reach for my wallet, but he was quicker, picked it up, tucked his card inside, and handed it back to the server without saying much. It all happened so smoothly that I assumed he was treating. I thanked him. We said goodnight, and I drove home smiling. The next morning, I woke up to a Venmo request from him for exactly half the bill. No note, no wink, no haha, just kidding, just the dollar amount. Ew, ick, would never go out with him again. This happened to me with my sister where we went out for our other co-host Jeremy's big birthday a couple of years ago, and this guy we bonded with, because it was like 12 of us, was like, I love you guys. And he was drinking, but whatever. And he was like, when it came time to pay, and he kept ordering, four of us wanted wine, and he was like, I'll get wine for us. And he ordered whatever he ordered.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, great. Figured we were going to pay. We pull out our cards, and he's like, would not accept our cards. My sister and
That's
me,
the thing right there.
And he was like, no. And I was like, nope. The next day, and then we went out to drinks afterwards, and my sister and I bought him a cocktail as a thank you. The next day, Jeremy said, oh, my friend wants to get your Venmo for the meal that, from last night. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I almost reached through that phone. I was disgusted. But if this happened on a date,
it's like we're back at the theater with the phone. Calm down over there. Angry queen at the table. Easy, Poppy.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, well, how would you...
Oh, my God.
Well, how would you respond to this?
You're very honest in the moment. It's very basic. He said he assumed. You never assume. You go, oh, you're putting down your card? Do I owe you for that? Am I going to Venmo it?
No.
Yes, absolutely. No. Are you kidding me?
No, you don't do that.
And then you go, thank you for buying dinner. That was so nice of you.
Well,
Let me go buy a drink. Thank you for buying me dinner. Not just thank you. Oh, the bill's paid? Let's keep going. And then get that angry? No.
This guy was ready to pull out his card and split it in the first place.
Yeah,
he wasn't cheap.
That's fine. Now, your story was different than this. Your story was he put down the card. You tried to put down a card. He said
kept pushing,
no.
yeah.
I still would have said, thank you for buying dinner. That was really nice of you. Very bold. Because you're thanking him for buying dinner.
Yeah.
And you're stating.
I mean, I guess we could be that specific.
Of course. To clarify.
It's money, especially if we're going to get that angry after.
Yeah. Well, I just said never,
I think that's what you're actually angry at, is that you didn't respond better in the moment to make it clear that you weren't buying dinner.
No, what I was really angry at in the end was that I wanted his number from Jeremy and I never got it. And I wanted to tell him exactly how pathetic that was, but here's your dumb money. That's what I really wanted to do, but I didn't do it. And so I
you can make a note when you Venmo him.
Well, it's also kind of like
I should have. I was more angry. You're right. I was angry at myself because we ended up just Venmoing him it back, but I never got that I needed that satisfaction of telling him I did. Well, I did.
No, I get
it.
I get it.
I never did. So I wish I would have put that in the Venmo, but I chickened out is what I did, and I'm more mad at myself.
Yeah, of course. Well, that's why I pay for dinner.
You are right. Yeah.
I pay for dinners a lot. I go, no, we had a great time. It's only I could spend $200 many ways. We had a great day. I want to buy dinner, and I make it very clear. Do you know what I mean? It's very easy to me to say I'm buying dinner and never look back. I do regret it over time, and I would never, if I buy dinner out and I kind of regret it, wow, that was more than I wanted to spend, spin it into, can you Venmo me? Which sounds like maybe what happened, that the bill was too big. With this person that he assumed, remember the basic laws of economics. There are no free lunches. Yeah. There's no free lunch.
Okay.
There's no free lunch.
Let's break this down just a little bit, because in my opinion, in both instances, the person that paid kind of made it alluded to that they were going to pay, and at the end
almost
of the day,
for show, right?
Yeah.
Like
alluded.
Well, they definitely convinced
Put that
Steve
card
and the person
down.
that's writing this in that they were going to pay. So when you do that, you kind of take that upon yourself. Now, I agree with you. If you make it clear at the end of the day, I think that could solve so many problems.
Well, it's called being an adult.
Well, I think that as far as people are concerned, I think that when someone alludes to doing something like this, they take it for granted. So I understand both sides because it's not necessarily a foregone conclusion at the end.
I want to know what's going in because
Well,
for
that's
us, we went out on, it was like a Saturday night and it was like a Sunday morning and we had all been drinking or it was actually Monday when we got it because I think we saw them. I hosted a party the next night, which he came to, that man, and drank all my liquor, which was fine. I mean, and Monday morning, and I just was telling you, Mondays are like not, if I've been out all weekend, to get a Venmo that you now owe this is like a bad taste in your mouth.
But also, a lot of things could be cleared up if maybe it was too much for him at the end of the day, and if he would have texted you or let Jeremy know that he was having an issue with how much he paid. He's like, I don't know if I can afford this right now. For him to come forth.
Well, then don't try and be Daddy Warbucks and learn your lesson.
If he would have said to you, Steve, I'm sorry, I spent too much money. Is there a possible way you could send me some money for this bill? You would have been mad with him. I can't imagine that.
Oh, no, not at all.
Yeah.
It was just that we owed it.
Because like sometimes that happens.
No,
like you said that Lincoln, you said that you regretted spending all that money sometimes.
Yeah, but I would never ask someone to Venmo me the balance.
But if
we
you
were ready to pay, though,
and you reached
already.
out to them and you said, sorry, I mismanaged some funds right now, I would not be upset if you charged me.
And I think the thing is get your shit together, be an adult, and know what's in your bank account, because what people are not mentioning right now is this person that wrote in, and in our situation, we always wanted to pay.
Yeah.
He says he wanted to pay. It was never an issue of we were expecting, we wanted to. No, even when he ordered these bottles of wine that we had no idea what he was picking, and he was truly picking, we're like, fine, it's fine. The four of us will just get that one.
Yeah.
We always were planning
Exactly.
and so it's like, yeah.
Can I make 2 quick points? Because your neck is so out of line, Steve. Jesus.
She's rolling around.
fucking
I thought it was
Christ.
going to fall on the floor.
Angry tonight.
But I could let it go.
690 episode of anger. I'm kidding. There's 2 things I think that we should remember here. One is people are showing you who they are.
Yeah.
That.
I'm showing you my neck out of alignment.
Right. You are showing me that, hey, I can get a free dinner. Ooh, I'm assuming he's paying. That you're assuming. Because
Did you
even
get
though he
that,
put down the
though?
car.
No.
The other thing
we
is.
tried to pay.
Okay.
I'm including myself in we now.
Okay, that's fine. There are other ways to handle it. Great. Thank you for paying for dinner. We have the tip. Because then it's done. Thank you for paying dinner. But you know what? I prefer to split dinner. Why don't you buy the bottle of wine you ordered? Because I think that was kind of your gig,
These
and we'll
are
pay
good
for dinner.
suggestions.
So, like, there again,
Did you ask AI?
adult. No, because I have a brain. But no, like there are ways around it. Because, like I said before, there is no such thing as a free lunch. Someone is paying dinner. I don't have Daddy Warbucks money. Nobody does.
Right.
I had a great time. I was having a great time. Maybe he got a little sloshed. Maybe this is something he's done over and over again. And when he gets out of it, he always asks for the Venmo, which is fine. It's his life. You don't ever need to see him again, but you also don't need to drag him through the mud and assault his mother. Just learn from it and move on.
But I don't know his mama.
Where is his mama?
I did tell our friend Jeremy, I'm like, never ever invite me to anything that he goes ever.
I agree, though. Same with this guy that brought the guy on the date. I would never want to see that guy again because, number one, it
does feel dishonest.
It's disingenuous.
I'm not arguing
And
with
also,
and what's the rest of your relationship going to be like?
Exactly.
Right.
And also, if this happens, like, at least be vulnerable with me. If you can't say to me, I didn't intend on spending this much money, I'm really sorry, can you chip in a little bit? Then if you can't say that, then what are we going to be able to build on at the end of the day?
The other thing,
what I really think it is too, in the case of ours, is what I really think was he was drinking and he was really getting a slosh and he wanted to be the big spender for us. And I don't know what this guy's situation was. And then he probably did see his bank account and be like, what did I do? And blacked out. and forgot that we bought him drinks and all that, and that I invited him to a party the next night that I hosted, but forgot all that and was just like, oh, and like Venmo. And it was like, wow, like be, to your quote that you always say, be an adult and like handle your shit, handle your alcohol,
like
handle your word, you know.
And treat other human beings like other human beings. People understand things.
Yeah.
It's not that difficult to be like, I didn't mean to pay for all of this.
It sounds like he's an alcoholic, so that's a much bigger problem.
Me too.
You know what I mean?
I'm just joking.
I love it. Okay, well.
Now what are we going to get angry at? Next topic. Yay!
This was an interesting topic that had to do with the ethical or non-ethical of gay for pay. So
we're back on money. Yay! I'm so excited.
I know. Unpacking. Well, it's a long article that I can, break down a little bit, but it's worth it to just read it. I'll post it on our Tags Patreon community. Unpacking the fantasies and controversies of gay for pay porn. Basically, they go into Sean Cody as one of the leaders of finding. They talked to some of the models, and they were recruited when they were like 17, 19. And for some of them, they realized that it was an easy way to get paid for jerking off on camera and doing things, and then later even having sex with other men as gay for pay. And what the article really talks a lot about is our obsession as gays with straights and heterosexual, some of us, but then the ethical side of it is, when you are comfortable and living your full sexuality, how do we really feel about that? And I was back and forth with it because there was a time and place when I would go to, I loved like lap dances and go-go dancers, and as a former go-go dancer, I was all into it. And then there was a couple spaces here in New York where you could take them to the back room, or in Montreal or other places like that. And I was living this life. I was spending way too much money than I should have been. And it started to get a little out of control.
Did you send them a Venmo request?
No, I mean, it was like cash, and you had to pay on that cash.
Okay.
And it was a whole thing. And I'm glad I don't live that anymore, because most of them were always straight. And I don't know if I was into the fact that they were straight or that it was fulfilling some fantasy of mine at the time, but that I'm glad I let go financially and for other reasons. But what do you think of the ethical reasons or gay for pay? Is it just fantasy? And how would you analyze this?
Everybody's looking at me, so I'm going to answer.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
No, it's okay.
Let's look at each other, Steve.
So there's a couple different... I think there's
Today's
a couple...
show is fun.
There's a couple different topics going on here. There is gay for pay, and I was in a relationship for a while with someone who was a rent boy, and there were self-esteem issues with that person. And
how did you feel about it?
And with our relationship, it wasn't healthy for me either. It was very hot, in my opinion, because it was a sexy idea. But the reality of the situation is, being out to dinner with your boyfriend and having him to cut out early because he needs to go have sex with someone else for money because that's the way he makes money is very self-deprecating for me and did not make me feel good. And I know he wasn't really feeling good about it. But then I would go home and like jerk off about the idea of it, which is also... brain damage. I think it's brain damage for me, and I'm not saying I'm not judging anyone that's out there.
Like I said, for me, it was starting to become like I wouldn't say for me it was. I don't know why a gambling habit comes to mind for me.
It's an addiction,
but it was becoming a little bit of like I would go to these spots and I would make that my thing. But it would be, they charge per song, and it was like $20, and it was just like an expensive habit.
Yeah, but I don't have a problem with that. I pay $200 to go sit in a theater on Broadway and watch dancers perform beautiful choreography and sing beautiful songs. And if I'm giving, and I love a go-go boy, I will always, Peter knows this too, I will always love a go-go boy.
Me too.
With an act and with lighting, who works out and has their body be a certain way or their style be a certain way. I absolutely love that. and it's sexy. And I also have loved hooking up with people that do that for their life and not charge me, because then I feel like I'm getting something more because they're choosing to be with me when they can be paid by other people to do that. So that's one entire subject. And remember, I started the Protein Bakery with a Splash bartender. So this is not new to the bartenders with their shirts off and all that. So that's all one kind of subject that is what it is.
Using our sexuality.
Yeah. Having straight men make money off of gay guys as bartenders or strippers or escorts or whatever, I just don't care.
Yeah.
I do think having sex, or like Peter's very straight. He's not
He's not straight.
He's not a gay. He's not straight, but he's not a gay.
Yeah.
He's not he's not a gay. He's like a straight up.
Right.
He's like a man. And I find that sexy. I find men sexy. I've never liked I have a neighbor in California, and her son is a bartender at a gay bar, and he's straight, and it's almost like they're laughing at us. And I've always felt that kind of vibe, no matter what, that the straight guy behind the bar, even a bar that we love, even though that person might be a great person and all that, it's just, for me, it's always been oil and vinegar.
Yeah.
It just doesn't
work.
See that. It's so weird. Like I had
Did I make a point?
You did.
You did.
It was great.
And I kind of know what you
It made me
mean.
think.
Like they're laughing at us, like our community.
Like there's a superiority or a you wish you could.
And why did that resonate?
aspect.
Did that resonate at all?
Oh, totally. Yeah. So I think that there's that feeling. Also, I feel like there is, for me, I will never lust after somebody that does not reciprocate that lust. I think for me, it's very important that there are reciprocal emotions. I like to be adored as a person, and especially when I'm in a romantic relationship or a sexual relationship. So I have never and will never lust over a straight man. As soon as I find out they're straight, I'm like, there's no reason for me to think about this anymore.
I will say this reminds me of something that's very funny that I just brought up the other day. Did you both watch Mid-City Modern?
Yes.
Mid-Century Modern?
Oh, wait.
The sitcom?
Yes.
With Nathan Lane and all that.
I love
Do you
that.
remember when they get the housekeeper who's like really built and sexy, and the flight attendant's like, he doesn't remember my name. It's so hot. Like, I couldn't relate to that at all.
Yeah.
But I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was so on point for... Like, I'll keep trying until you pay attention to me. And I'm a fucking Leo. My birthday's in 1 week. It's all about me. But if it's blatantly all about me, it's going to bother me.
Yeah.
So there is a balance there. You know what I mean? And I do hope that, because I'm a Sean Cody fan, I think the movies are really sexy and hot and all that.
Yeah.
I hope that any guys that got paid to be in those films and stuff are taking care of themselves, and they're healthy and they're mentally aware, because no matter what you went through, that doesn't define you.
Yeah, and I agree. If it's part of it, all of this that we're talking about is fantasy, and it's meant to just be fantasy.
Yeah.
And so if they happen to be straight, there was another story we were going to do recently about a girlfriend and her boyfriend does gay for pay stuff, and she's totally cool with it. And she films it, actually. And I think that's really progressive and modern. I think as long as you can keep a healthy perspective as a viewer, and you don't feel that feeling we were talking about in the gay bar, it's fine. I think, but you do got to check yourself sometimes. Like I did have to check myself for a little while, and I don't really go to those go-go bars anymore and do that anymore because it wasn't becoming healthy for me. Right. And so you just got to like check it out. But
I will also say, we went out this weekend a lot, and we came home and put on some porn and stuff, and there was this really sexy guy, and we're like, wow, this really, really good. And then something like angle flipped, and he had painted nails, and we were like,
okay,
what? And it was like, you just have to pass
controversy.
And
it's
it might
a little
not,
bit of a controversy.
My point in saying that is, no matter what you're into or not into, I try not to overly demonize things that just I'm not into.
Yeah.
I'm not into it.
Yeah.
Other people can be into it.
Totally.
Knock yourself out.
I love a painted nails moment.
I can't.
You like a pale?
I do.
I'm just going to, I can't stand
really
that trend of gay men doing it. But, shout out to all you guys. What I do like is that so many gay men have embraced it, and they feel I feel that they're thinking it's empowering to them and they can do it. And I like that aspect of it. Do I like it if I was to go home with somebody and I saw that? I talked to my friend, a bartender at the New York Eagle, and we feel the same way. We're like, it's all hard. It's just, I don't know. I don't like it.
And what was crazy about it is it was metallic silver black.
Which is dope.
So it was
my God.
masculine and like Addams Family and all the things that I've thought of. I've had nail painting situations because of performance stuff. And I'm like, I've thought like, what no, it's just not me.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So also, you're right. And there's a fashion side to all of this stuff that it needs. The way I look at it from a fashion side is it really like working with this person? And half the time it's not. They're like, it could be.
Why wouldn't?
Well, I don't want to get too deep into it. For you. Some people, I look at them and I'm like, this is not working.
Which, by the way, don't look at my nails right now, but I am a manicure pedicure man, and I do like a high gloss buff.
Oh, I hate that.
Nails. I love a high. It's nothing but luxury to me.
Can I just say,
stand it
really
angry
quickly?
Gay man tonight.
It's okay.
He has a lot of
We
issues.
all are right
Your
now, I feel
AI
like.
therapy. I'm actually not. Your AI therapy is not working. Find a real therapist.
I'll tell them and see what they say.
I have not painted my nails because I was afraid that I would not get laid.
You
Does
just
that
need
make
to
sense?
get a pedicure. That's all. We went.
I feel like a lot of guys think like you guys, and they wouldn't have sex with me if I got my nails painted. I'm already like a pretty boy. So
it's a moment. It's not the rest of your life. I can't get a tattoo to save my life.
People don't hate
Why
us.
not?
Like it's just
because
a
I
preference.
can't commit to it. I'm going to want to change it. And all my piercings did not work out. So leave me alone. I like to come in like I left.
All right, well, let's get into hot topics, and I just love this. Designer, I'm looking at you, Lincoln. You must own something by this designer, Rick Owens.
Yes.
I have a couple pieces.
I love Rick Owens.
Is
this the fans only thing?
Yes.
Oh,
so
that's hilarious.
Rick Owens is one of my, back in the day of that whole loose drapey pant, and I have a few of his pieces, shoes, really good shoes, is selling his feet pics.
Oh.
And I'm a foot fetish lover, yeah. And to support trans youth and refugees. And how cool is that? So he doesn't need he's not doing it he's doing it to actually, isn't this like progressive and using, really cool in this climate to do that? The bisexual designer took to his Instagram on July 15th to share that he is selling videos of his feet on OnlyFans, and proceeds will be going to the Alana Foundation, which operates a shelter for at-risk transgender youth and refugees, La Maison de Alana in Versailles, France. And I just think really cool.
Yeah.
He's like a major
cool
designer, always been a little bit left, or he's his own entity, I think.
Left of center.
And created kind of a look and a brand, would you argue, that
It's
people
Rick
have
Owens
knocked off,
Yeah.
left and right. But what do you think about this?
No, it's amazing. Anything you can do to give back, I think, is fantastic. And trans youth is definitely deserving in this moment. So, always, but definitely in this moment when they're so under attack. And, if I was a feet person, then maybe I would go and support, but I'm not a foot person.
Yeah, that's okay. There's just a huge community for that. I think using a platform like OnlyFans has got such a stigma. Recently, there's been stories, Visa, MasterCard are really cracking down on anything not suitable for work. You can't even... As a major designer, he does not have to do that. He could totally just give to a trans youth center the amount of money that he has. But to do something so provocative that's out there like OnlyFans and putting it out there like that, what do you think that says about him?
Well, I think it's brilliant, and I think it adds to his brand overall. So whether you're into feet or not, doing something like this only adds a new shade of coolness to him that you might go buy his shoes now or a shirt or something like that.
It puts him back in the zeitgeist of what we're talking about.
Oh,
right?
he's never out of it. He's never out of it.
He's never out of it.
He just did a collaboration with Ramova where Peter works, and the suitcases are beautiful, and they're out of control.
But you have to be of a certain echelon to know about that kind of suitcase, to know, like, so I get that,
right,
for that echelon of people that know that. I don't know that luggage brand or anything, and that's great. But this puts it into a different echelon.
Balenciaga, no, Givenchy just did a new Lincoln Continental. They took a 70s Lincoln Continental car and redesigned it all Balenciaga. So while it's not serving trans youth, which this is definitely our niche, it's taking their brand and pushing it to a clientele that might have no idea who Givenchy is. And now there's this cool car that all these Lincoln Cadillac obsessed people are like, oh my God. And then they realize who the designer is. I love it because it's not an obvious collab. It's not an obvious thing for him to do. Whether it's necessary or not is another topic, but it's just not obvious. I love it.
It will lead into our next story in a second, but I think it's brilliant from a marketing standpoint. Let's just say that part, which we did. But from just embracing pop culture and the way we are integrating, he's bisexual, so he's integrating that he's a sexual being and he has really nice feet, and why not do that? I think it's really good. And then to be able to give so much to a community that is 1% that is so under attack right now, I think is just, in many ways, so brilliant. Okay, Joy Behar over there.
Did she do that?
She does, yeah. She always gets caught for that. So, moving away from that, but moving into something that, you never know what talent you have. Rupaul went viral after gagging fans with his epic DJ set in Texas. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you got to look at the video. He, was spinning. Did you see this?
I haven't seen it, and I'm very
in
shock that I have not seen this.
He performed a set at the Concourse Project in Austin, the one city I really love in Texas, but I love a lot of them. But on Saturday, August 9th, with the drag icon, singer, and host of the Drag Race, claiming in a video ahead of this performance, "We will have a good time, Texas." He's 64. He's in a hoodie, glasses, behind the decks. He's grooving and dancing. It is so fun, the video. I loved it, watching it. I'll show you guys later. But this is what we really need right now in many ways. We need Rick Owens selling his feet pics on OnlyFans in this climate. We need Mama Rue getting to the decks, and we're about to go see somebody that you just gotta, in times of strife, you gotta dance, you just gotta find the fun. What do you say to this?
I love it. RuPaul is so strange. That mind is just off kilter, and I love every second, every moment that I get to experience. RuPaul also has excellent taste in music. I saw Lady Bunny spin one time, and
me too. Yeah,
the taste in music is unparalleled. So I think that I wanted to see RuPaul spin at World Pride as well, and I want to go.
Yeah, I feel like people underestimate the power of a DJ. Yes, you go for the music, you go for what they're actually spinning, and do you like what they're spinning? But there's a connection. When I go to I've said the New York Eagle 10 times today. Don't get mad at me, audience. But there's certain DJs that we'll go, Diego and I, by the side of the DJ booth to get their attention. We get off on just saying hi to them and them acknowledging us. It's just something, it's a connection. DJs have come into their own. What do you think about RuPaul, Lincoln?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I understand you say his mind is off kilter. I think it's more on kilter as the world should be, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I see that.
Things should be. And DJs always have a voice. Music always has a place in protesting, in celebrating, because it matches our heartbeat. It connects to our rhythm. It connects to who we are. So more power to him. I hope he DJs more. Come back to New York.
And in times of this, I just think you just got to dance and find the fun. And you I know the joke's been all night. I'm angry, but when I do, I dance. I play fun music. I have a party for one. Diego's walked in here watching me dance. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I dance. I sing, I dance, and I'm not a good singer, but I'm
Just a little shout out for Labor Day weekend. Honey Dijon is DJing on Treasure Island in the Bay Area, and she's DJing at an old Pan Am aircraft hangar on Treasure Island. And when you go on to buy tickets, you could buy tickets for the ferry ride from the ferry to Treasure Island and back to Treasure Island. So if you're in the Bay Area, if you're in San Francisco,
might be there.
It should be quite.
Are you going,
Peter? I don't know yet. We need to see what our travel.
Let me know if you go.
If we are there, we're definitely going. It sounds like a very, very good time.
Wow.
The middle of the bay.
Well, I'm going to horse meet, so anyone out
Yay.
there.
I think we already have tickets to horse meet. So if we're here, we're going to that.
Anybody who's here.
Yeah. I love a good party shout out. Yeah. When's horse meet?
Horse meet for Labor Day. I'm going.
In New York?
Yeah, in New York City. So if you're out there, you're going to horse meet, hit me up. We can go together.
And last night I went to Tiki Disco at Knockdown Center, and it was a great vibe with a very men, women, young, old, so fun. And everyone was dancing. They played Ray of Light. You can see it on my Instagram. It's on my story. Very
Veronica
fun.
Electronica. Come on now. This is so fun, you guys. I could do this all night, but we got to wrap it up. You can always follow my co-host on social media. You can follow Lincoln at his Protein Bakery, at Protein Bakery on Instagram. And follow him on his personal account at Mad Lincoln, And yeah, absolutely. Follow Cody on the gram at Mr. Maurice. Don't forget to download his single, I Don't Want to Fight, the summer pop jam that you need right
Song
now.
of the summer.
Song of the summer. Follow me on the gram. I am _Steve V. Go to our Patreon page, which I listed. Go to show notes. And in the meantime, continue having hot gay sex.